Hello, and thank you for joining us in this session. We're happy to have you here and are happy to illustrate the updates that have been rolled out with Dynamics GP 2013. We will start this discussion with an overview of the Dynamics GP roadmap to future releases, and then we will dive into the changes in the core Dynamics GP product from the original release through Service Pack 2. Then we will discuss features in the Dynamics GP 2013 R2 release. The Dynamics GP roadmap illustrates that Microsoft has now adopted a half-year release strategy. As you can see from the slide, there have already been 3 updates to GP 2013 within the past year. All of these updates are occurring before the next major update or release. Microsoft has been getting great feedback on this strategy and will continue this half-year cadence as they move into and beyond the GP 2015 release. In prior versions of Dynamics GP, you hoped and prayed that your printers were defaulting properly so you didn't have to reprint your reports. This is a thing of the past now. You can designate a different printer even after a report prints to the screen. In prior versions, you probably had a handful of smart lists to which you wish you could add information. This is now available with the new Smart List Designer features in GP 2013 Service Pack 2. In GP 2013 now, you can save customized lookups while looking up item numbers, employees, customers, salespersons, or vendors. These personalized lookups are customized for each vendor, or would need to be customized for each user and each company. In GP 2013, you can now use the reconcile feature within the inventory and the bank reconciliation module. These features were only available for payables and receivables management in prior versions, and now that these features are available for these new modules, it will be a big help for users in the reconciliation process. Historical journal entry inquiries were not allowed in previous versions of GP. You used to have to rely on reports for this information. This information is now made available in an inquiry window, and the information is at your fingertips. Within the fixed assets setup window, you can now designate your next asset ID to auto-generate. Also within the fixed assets module, you're now able to process intercompany transfers. On the distribution side, you're now able to select multiple serial numbers at one time. All you would need to do is to hold down the Shift key, select the serial numbers you would like, and then insert them into the selected pane. In GP 2013, you're now able to inactivate items. Now what this feature does is that it prevents the sale, purchase, or processing of transactions for an item, and it allows for the history to be maintained while those items are not in use. Within the purchase order processing module, you are now able to process prepayments, such as would be needed for deposits, and the resulting payment would come in the form of a payables management computer check. Now I would like to discuss the benefits of GP 2013 R2. In the new release, you are now able to have a tighter integration with Office 365. As well, you're able to have your databases backed up on the Microsoft Azure cloud. And in terms of your workflows are being brought into Dynamics GP so they can be managed through the front end of the system. With GP 2013 R2, Microsoft is refreshing the user interface on the desktop client by adding ribbons to the forms and updating the font to a more current look. SQL reporting services reports can now be printed from transaction entry windows. There are a total of about 50 windows that this feature is available on, and it ranges all across the board within AP, AR, GL. Now workflows are being brought into the core GP system, and there are 4 workflows that are currently available for purchase orders, requisitions, project time, time and attendance. Requisitions can now be processed within the GP system now. This feature was previously available with the business portal implementation, and now it's available within Dynamics GP as a regular window written in Dexterity. With GP 2013 R2 release, a number of new modules have been added to the web client. The identity management feature for GP 2013 R2 addresses a couple of immediate needs with the web client, but will also provide additional identity capabilities as Dynamics GP moves into companion apps. The immediate impact it will have is on the web client, where it will improve the user login experience. Currently, a user logs into the web client by providing a Windows identity on the logon page, and then provides and then they provide their GP login on the GP login window. The changes made for this feature will allow the user to log into Dynamics GP with their Windows authentication. I had previously mentioned Smart List Designer on the updates for GP 2013, and these enhancements relate to the go-to menus, navigation lists, and smart lists that you can link from the resulting smart lists. GP will now be able to render any report using Microsoft Word, and the email options will have a .docx extension for the files, using the report template as the report type option when rendering these reports. Email functionality has been added to the customer email options to allow different email addresses to be used with the document types. In previous versions of Dynamics GP, users did not have the ability to email or print batches or even statements in one step. This is now available with GP 2013 R2. In the past, users were able to attach files using OLE documents. The file attachment is now being handled through a separate window now, and you can even scan documents on your workstation if you have a scanner connected to your computer. OLE notes are still available, and they are not going away anytime soon, but the attachments that you used to include with your OLE notes have that I mentioned previously are replaced with the attach feature. For those users that have been using Dynamics GP for a number of versions, you probably have a boatload of documents and attachments that are sitting out in a network share. And with this migration utility, you're able to bring that information over and have it reside in the proper place within the new GP 2013 R2 setup. One of my favorite features revolves around taking a company offline. Sometimes you want to take a company offline for regular maintenance. Sometimes you need to do a server reboot. But whatever the event is, you're able to notify users using the take company offline feature and send out reminders as well. I had previously mentioned the Microsoft Azure backups, or the ability to be able to back up your database information to the cloud, and that's a standard window in GP 2013. Of course, the services would come at a cost, and that could probably be quoted to you by your Dynamics GP partner. In terms of the financial series, you are now able to reverse a historical year. In prior versions, this was a feature that you normally wouldn't have. And although it's a good feature to have if you need it, I would always recommend taking a good backup before you run a process such as this. Building on the default asset number ID features that were previously mentioned, GP 2013 R2 allows you to set a default asset ID, or excuse me, a next asset ID number at the class level as well now. One feature that I know that a lot of customers have been waiting for is the ability to copy and paste journal entries directly from Excel. And this feature is now available with GP 2013 R2. And all it really requires is a column with a distribution reference, account number, debit, and credit balances. In prior versions of Dynamics GP, you were not able to reprint an outstanding transactions listing after you reconciled a bank rec, and effectively you were having to reconstruct that information from a couple of different sources, and it was very cumbersome to obtain that information. That's a thing of the past now, as Dynamics GP 2013 R2 allows you to reprint those outstanding transactions reports. On the accounts payable side, you are now able to save your sort order for your checks, and this is a very useful feature which required you in the past to set every time you did a check run. On the distribution side, you now have the ability to assign multiple sites to an inventory item all in mass. So that's a great feature that I look forward to using. You're also able to have item numbers suggested automatically within the SOP entry windows. And you're also able now to manage prepayments for fully integrated modules such as PO, which was previously mentioned, and you have the ability to drill back all the way to the PO number from the inquiry window. So that's a nice new feature in Dynamics GP 2013 R2. Now this concludes our presentation. Thank you very much for spending a little bit of time with us, and we look forward to catching up with you again soon. Thank you.